Roughly 12,500 people were evacuated from Afghanistan between early Thursday morning and early Friday morning, the White House said, the day of the suicide bombings in Kabul that killed 13 U.S. service members. Of the 12,500 evacuees, roughly 8,500 of them were on 35 U.S. military flights out of Kabul, which included 29 C-17 planes and 6 C-130 planes. Another 4,000 people were carried on 54 coalition flights out of Kabul. White House officials said that since August 14, the U.S. has evacuated and facilitated the evacuation of about 105,000 people out of Afghanistan. Since the end of July, approximately 110,600 people have been relocated. On Thursday from 3 a.m. EDT to 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time alone, about 7,500 people were evacuated from Kabul. Roughly 5,100 people were carried on 14 U.S. military flights and 2,400 people on 39 coalition flights. The U.S. topped 100,000 people evacuated since August 14 on Thursday. The U.S. had quickly stepped up its evacuation efforts over the last 10 days with forces on the ground at the airport and more military flights evacuating American citizens and at-risk Afghans. But, the horror in Kabul on Thursday highlighted the very, very real threats of more attacks that could occur at any moment. During evacuations, U.S. Central Command Head General Kenneth McKenzie said on Thursday. Biden in remarks on Thursday said the U.S. would carry out its plans to withdraw its troops from Afghanistan by August 31, while vowing to strike back against the group responsible for the attacks. The aftermath of yesterday's ISIS attack. On the ground in Kabul. Via the Washington Post's Susanna George, Azzatullah Mehrdad and Sudarshan Raghavan, thousands of anxious Afghans seeking a new future were once again massing at Kabul's airport on Thursday, waiting to be frisked by U.S. Marine Corps at Abbey Gate. There were 5 days left before the departure of the Americans, 5 days to escape a nation suddenly under control of the Taliban. Late this morning, the Pentagon held a press conference on the ISIS attack in Kabul. What we know. How many Americans were killed? 13 U.S. service members were killed and 18 were injured. ISIS claimed responsibility. ISIS said in a statement, according to Reuters, a suicide bomber managed to reach a large gathering of translators and collaborators with the American Army at Baran Camp near Kabul airport and detonated his explosive belt among them, killing about 60 people and wounding more than 100 others, including Taliban fighters. ISIS's statement included a photo of the suicide bomber. Does this change President Biden's timeline for withdrawal? No. Biden said yesterday that it won't alter the August 31 withdrawal deadline. https://bit.ly/3kdcbco. How many Afghans who worked with the U.S. are still in the country? The New York Times estimates at least 250,000 Afghans who would be eligible for expedited visas are still in Afghanistan. How many were evacuated yesterday, the day of the ISIS attack? 12,500 people. Kabul's escape routes narrow, but the fearful still seek safety. Via the New York Times' Daniel Victor, Zia-ur-Rahman, Jim Hoylbrook, Megan Specia and Fahim Abed. Fear rises for Afghans left behind when evacuations end. Via the Hill's Rebecca Beich and Laura Kelly. It's Friday, what a week. I'm Kate Martell with a quick recap of the morning and what's coming up. Send comments, story ideas and events for our radar to cmartell@thehill.com. And follow along on Twitter at Kate Martell and Facebook. Did someone forward this to you? Want your own copy? Sign up here to receive the Hill's 12:30 report in your inbox daily. A message from AT&T. AT&T is making a $2 billion, 3-year commitment to help connect communities to their American dream. We are making a $2 billion, three-year commitment to help connect communities to their American dream. Kamal Bell, founder of Sankofa Farms. The latest in Afghanistan. This story has me in chills. Via ABC's James Gordon Meek, an all-volunteer group of American veterans of the Afghan War launched a final daring mission on Wednesday night dubbed the Pineapple Express, to shepherd hundreds of at-risk Afghan elite forces and their families to safety. Members of the group told ABC News. Moving after nightfall in near pitch-black darkness and extremely dangerous conditions, the group said it worked unofficially in tandem with the United States military and U.S. Embassy to move people, sometimes one person at a time, or in pairs, but rarely more than a small bunch, inside the wire of the U.S. military-controlled side of Hamid Karzai International Airport. The Pineapple Express mission was underway Thursday when the attack occurred in Kabul. In the White House. This is a political disaster for President Biden. The Hill's Niall Stanage writes. President Biden promised the United States would not suffer a Saigon moment, as it withdrew from Afghanistan. The reality has proven even bleaker. The attacks committed around Kabul's airport on Thursday are a human tragedy. They are also a political catastrophe for the president. On Capitol Hill, the Capitol police officer who fatally shot Ashley Babbitt speaks out for the first time. In an exclusive interview with NBC's Lester Holt, Lieutenant Michael Byrd described the events of Jan. 6 from his perspective, including when he used lethal force on rioter Ashley Babbitt. In Byrd's words, "Once we barricaded the doors, we were essentially trapped where we were. There was no way to retreat. No other way to get out. If they get through that door, they're into the House chamber and upon the members of Congress." Byrd also said, "I know that day I saved countless lives. I know members of Congress, as well as my fellow officers and staff, were in jeopardy and in serious danger. And that's my job. Keep in mind." Byrd allowed NBC to publish his name after officials had declined to release it.